Kenxi from Embryonic Autopsy and Oppressor, and you're listening to That Metal Interview.
That Metal Interview.
Welcome back once more, boys and girls, thrashers, headbangers, all of our rock metal friends. You are more than welcome to this episode and all episodes of That Metal Interview. And on this segment, we have the Riff Mistress, as she calls herself on Instagram. You guys can find her under that name. And we're speaking of Kenxi. That's Kenxi, bassist for Oppressor and bassist for Embryonic Autopsy, which you can catch on tour as we speak across the US. And the tour is entitled Revenge of the Underworld Tour 2025, which has Nile and 6 Feet Under co-headlining, Psychroptic, Embryonic Autopsy providing support, of course. As we speak, they are on tour, and you can catch them right now at your favorite local or closest venue at your convenience. Right now, we're going to stop real quick before the interview, our chat with Kenxi, and check out Embryonic Autopsy's video and single for Dripping in the Vaginal Nectar off of their newest album, Origins of the Deformed, which dropped June 14th of 2024, Massacre Records. Here is Embryonic Autopsy.
Christmas
brutal death metal from the Chicagolands in the US of A. That was Embryonic Autopsy, a song off of their latest album, Origins of the Deformed, which you can now stream and share, download, purchase, blah blah blah, the whole 9 yards, right? So anyways, you can catch Kenxi at the tattoo shop in Chicago, Illinois, where she's part of that staff, I believe. Place by the name of Two Olives Tattoo. So you can catch her also on Instagram, bassist for Embryonic Autopsy and Oppressor. And let's cut it short and go straight to our chat with the riff mistress herself, Kenxi. Here you go. So according to your schedule, you must be in Mechanicsburg, Philadelphia, right?
Yes, yeah, you got it.
How's the tour going so far?
It's been great so far. We've had a great response. Everybody's been super cool. We're just really stoked to be part of it. It's been dope.
How do you maintain on the road, Kenxi? Because, of course, you don't sleep on your bed. You sleep either in a van, in a bus, maybe a hotel. How do you manage that?
Just making sure that I take care of myself mainly. You know, I have different outlets that I bring with on the road. I'm a tattoo artist, so I am constantly drawing and working on art, just to kind of keep myself busy and keep my mind sharp too.
Do you work on the road? Do you do tattoos on the road?
No, I don't do tattoos on the road. I do like consultations, and I'll do like drawings and stuff while we're on the road though. So I can do some things while we're touring.
Okay. Can you do a tattoo on the road if somebody asks? You know what? I'll pay you so much, and
if I have my stuff with me, I'm sure we could work something out. If there's like a nearby shop we can guest spot at.
Okay, cool.
It's definitely something I could do. Yeah.
For people that might ask, you know, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to set something like that up.
So let's speak of yourself a bit. At what age did you pick up a guitar, bass, or an instrument, Kenxi?
Oh man, I actually am a classically trained cellist, and I started when I was, say, 5 or 6 years old. So I've been playing for a while now. I picked up guitar and bass when I was about 12. It's a little bit further down the line, but started with classical music and all that good stuff, and really just I fell in love with 80s hair metal, and that's kind of where it started, and
awesome stuff.
It snowballed from there.
Wow. So for people that don't know, when you say a cellist, I mean that means you learn to read music. You
Yes.
treble clef, bass clef, and all that, right?
Yep, yeah, exactly. So cello is mainly in bass clef, which is nice. That translates really great to bass or upright bass, but we also read 3 different other clefs too.
Oh wow! So you're a musician. You're not just a right?
Something like that.
You're not just a metal musician. You're an actual musician. No offense to people that don't read music, right? It's just an extra plus for musicians, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is and it isn't, you know. It definitely, I love being able to pick apart what I'm playing, but at the same time, sometimes having that knowledge has me picking things apart a little bit too much, so it can be a double-edged sword.
Does that mean you know music theory as far as different chords and progressions, or do you just read bass clef and 3 different clefs?
I do know music theory, yeah, that was all part of it, and I learned that really early growing up.
I'm a musician too here in Texas, and death metal or extreme metal is complicated, as we know, and there's some strange scales in there sometimes, even with riffing leads, of course. Do you find some weird stuff on there, on the embryonic stuff?
Yeah, mainly in like more of the lead guitar parts and stuff like that. You'll see that on what I'm playing. I'm pretty much just completing the low end of the chords and really matching what Mark, our drummer, is doing, keeping that rhythm with him. But mostly like Scotty, our guitarist, he plays in a bunch of different modes. We've had a couple guest guitarists on our albums that also switch between different modes and scales like that too.
Wow, very interesting. So, for this tour, Kenxi, how many days did you guys rehearse, or just one rehearsal?
It was 2 days. 2 days.
Really? Was that
2 days before, and then we drove to Nashville.
Very cool. Any change in the set list along the way, or is it just a set list?
It's been pretty much the same since we dropped the new album. We have a couple from the old album that we love playing, and then we have a handful from the new album as well.
Do you miss home?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's inevitable.
Wow, so that means a lot to have support from home, from your husband, boyfriend, family, or kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My husband's been really great and super supportive through the whole thing, so couldn't ask for anything more there.
Wow, very cool. You have to have that. So,
Absolutely.
what's the secret to staying inspired? And you know what? You wake up in New York, you wake up in Florida. How do you keep going in the morning, Kenxi? You know what? I'm done with this. I'm going home. Or let's do it again. Let's travel to the next city here.
I try to find inspiration in everything that's around me. So, I mean, that translates to art, to music, whatever I'm doing. Like, we're visiting all these places, especially on the East Coast. There's so much history and old architecture, and there's art and creativity wherever you look. So I try to really hone in and focus on that in all these different places that we're traveling to and take that in.
Wow. How many basses do you carry on tour? Is it 1, 2, 3 basses?
2. I have 2 with me on this one.
Favorite part of touring, Kenxi?
Oh, man. I mean, there's a lot of great parts to it. I'd say playing live. There's nothing like playing on stage and getting to do that every night with the boys. So that's got to be my favorite.
Are you one to meet fans, chat, or are you one to just run to your bus, van, and just rest for the night?
No. I'm usually right at the merch table. I love talking to everybody and meeting everyone.
Wow. So you mentioned with the boys in the band, meaning you're the only girl in the organization. How do you see the new world of metal nowadays with tons of women coming out with metal bands and being part of a metal band? Do you see a spike in that or rise in today's world of metal?
Definitely, and I love seeing it too. It's been a mainly male-dominated field for a while. To see more women being a part of metal and wanting to be a part of the scene is awesome. So it's even like when I see younger fans or like teenage girls that come out to the shows, they always want to take pictures and talk and stuff like that. So it's really nice to promote their excitement about the genre and get them excited about either listening or even playing this type of music.
Do you have any advice for younger, up-and-coming girls making a band or wanting to be part of a band?
Oh, man. I feel like there's so many things I could say. Just that putting in the time, practice pays off, and determination is key.
Wow, very cool. Cool words there. Did you get to meet Chris Barnes, the legend yet, or Jack Owen?
We did, yeah. So Jack Owen he's actually a good friend of Tim, our vocalist, and he actually did a track on our album too. So we got to meet him and kind of hang out with him for a little bit. So here and there we'll see him walk through.
Changing track here a bit, were you a part of Prophecies of the Conjoined, or was that recorded by other people?
So that album, I came in at the end of that. So the album was pretty much already done. I did like kind of help with the final producing and everything of it, but this new album I am fully on and track the bass on.
So any new album coming for 2025, 26 here?
We're always working on writing stuff, so it'll be in the works soon.
How do you feel about bands having a label or no label? Do new bands need a label, or can it be done just with social media?
Honestly, with today's day and age, I think that it can be done without a label. You know, the music industry's changed a lot, especially in the last 10, 20 years. So having somebody to back you goes a long way. However, you have all the tools that you need right in the palm of your hand with social media nowadays.
Yeah, I've had different answers from different people. Some, saying you do need a label because of some hookups with some festivals and things like that. And then the point you said right there, you don't really need a label, right?
I mean, there's benefits to both. So you have a label, yeah, you have those connections. However, it's usually going to cost you X amount of money. or like X amount of your profit, so it's things that you have to weigh out and choose what is best for your band or your situation.
What's on your playlist, Kenxi? Do you just strictly listen to metal, or do you listen to country, pop, or something else?
I'm kind of all over the place. I mainly I like more like sludgy, doomier stuff, so I listen to a lot of doom metal, like Electric Wizard, but I really love Death is one of my favorite bands. I've been listening to them a lot. I recently getting back into Bolt Thrower again, so they've been back in my rotation.
Wow. Speaking of Oppressor, what's the update there? What's going on with that band?
Oh man, I'm pretty stoked on that one. So we just announced that we are playing Milwaukee Metal Fest coming up. So this will be the second reunion show.
Wow, very cool. Looking forward to that. So, what's next for yourself besides the European tour? What do you do after that, Kenxi?
So we have the European tour, and then we also have a UK tour in April. So that's like a week and a half. We'll be in the UK, and then I have that Oppressor date in Wisconsin. Or that's what we have on the calendar.
Nice. So hopefully we'll see you in Texas sometime in the future. And thank you for your time. And you're a cool rock star.
Yeah, well, thank you, man. Thanks for taking the time. You have a good one.
Awesome. Keep it metal. Thank you. If you want to hear some awesome brutal metal, some death metal, you can catch this tour right now as we speak in the US, and I believe there are some Canadian dates for you guys out there. Maybe not. So check them out. Embryonic Autopsy. The tour is entitled Revenge of the Underworld Tour 2025, and they have co-headlining should I say, legendary Nile with Mr. Carl Sanders, and of course the return to touring of Mr. Chris Barnes, the legend himself, with 6 Feet Under. And if that wasn't enough, Jack Owen, another iconic legend on the guitar, formerly of D-Side, and of course Cannibal Corpse. Now with 6 Feet Under, you can catch all those guys on tour. And supporting is Secroptic, and of course our guests for this episode, Kenxi and Tim King of Embryonic Autopsy. So catch them on tour now, right now as we speak. This is your chance. Not a month or 2 months from now, you might regret this. So anyways, as far as the podcast, go ahead and swing by social media at That Metal Interview. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications, of course. So thank you guys if you have done so already. And on behalf of your friend James, all the way from the state of Texas in the US of A, spinning in circles around the sun, don't forget to keep it metal.